What's up, y'all, and welcome to the inaugural episode of RDTV. I'm your host, Ruben Davis, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the best playoff scenario for the Washington Commanders. All right, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so after many years of ineptitude, my Commanders are finally looking good. Finally got a a rookie phenom, and a franchise quarterback in Jaden Daniels. We got competency at head coaching and all the coach positions, really, in the front office, and we got a playoff berth. Okay, it's not exactly clinched right now, not 100% clinched right now, but we got a playoff berth. And I'm not like them delusional Cowboys fans where I'm like, oh, we going to the Super Bowl. I think we will get one soon, but not this year. But if we do, here's the best way possible, the best scenario for the Commanders to get to the Super Bowl. So let's go ahead and check it out. Right here, I got the ESPN playoff machine so I can demonstrate to y'all what the best scenario is. Right now, we're the 7th seed going against the 2 seed Eagles. I don't like that for the first round of the playoffs for many reasons, especially if Jalen Hurts is healthy, you know, and that defense, Saquon in the playoffs, our rookie with us facing that with a rookie quarterback. Our defense is suspect. I think we got some great talent. Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, all those guys are fantastic. But our secondary, if Marshawn Lattimore is hurt, even with Marshawn Lattimore, we don't have another number two. I mean, Mikey Sam still he's doing this thing, but it's the playoffs. Things get tough and gritty in the playoffs, and I just don't think defensively we got the horses to really deal with that, especially in the first round. I want us to get our first round, get through the first round, get solid on solid ground, get a win under our belt so that, then we could face some of those tougher teams later on in the playoffs. So Eagles round one just would not be a great matchup round one. All right. Of course, we just beat them, you know, but of course that was without Jalen Hurts, so we could sell out on the run. And I think that's really what we need to be doing going forward. But that's a whole nother video. All right. So let me show y'all what the best scenario is, right? So we need a few things to happen. Obviously, we need to take care of business tomorrow. Today's Saturday for me, the day before this game. We need to take care of business against the Falcons, right? That's gonna move that's gonna move us up to 11-5, eliminate the Falcons from the playoffs. But we need the Buccaneers to handle their business against the Panthers, the Carolina Reapers, who been looking really frisky this later on this year, right? So they handle their business. But most importantly, we need the Green Bay Packers to lose to the Minnesota Vikings. We need Sam Darnold and them boys to handle their business. And what that does is moves us up to the 6th seed and move Green Bay down to the 7th seed. That is what we need. And that will give us 6 versus 3. Now, this is still not the matchup I want. I want that 6th seed, but not against the Rams. Even with Marshawn Lattimore, I'm like dealing with Cooper Kupp and Puka. I don't know. If we can do that. I definitely don't want to see that in the first round. Definitely don't want to see that in the first round. What I want to see Tampa Bay, right? And so even the Eagles are likely going to win that game. And what we need is the Cardinals to handle their business against the Rams. Now, that's probably not going to happen. The Cardinals just got beat by the Carolina Panthers. They're not a great team. They're not trending in the right direction, but maybe they might want to play upset on the Rams. I doubt it, but hopefully they could take care of business. All right? But let's say they don't take care of business. Right? Let's say they lose. Week 18, we could still make it happen. Because the Bucks, they're playing the Saints. They're going to beat the Saints, all right? the Minnesota Vikings playing the Lions. That game doesn't really matter to us. That's for the 1 seed, whoever it matters. We have to beat the Cowboys. We have to beat the Cowboys. Green Bay playing the Bears. They're gonna win that game, right? We gotta win out. Green Bay needs to lose one game, right? But the Seahawks, this is the matchup right here. Need the Seahawks to handle business, play upset, and hopefully, because as you can see, the Rams will have the playoffs locked up. Even if they lose one game and all the scenarios play out like I played out, they'll have the playoffs locked up. They'll have the division locked up, and they can lose one of those games. So maybe they sit. Hopefully, they sit everybody week 18, and the Seahawks come out, get that dub. And what happens? We get into the 6th seed against the Buccaneers. That's the matchup I want. The matchup against the Buccaneers for several reasons. One, first of all, the storyline of they beat us first game of the season. It was Jaden Daniels' first game, our first time with a head coach, with the new head coach, knew everything. All right. And they caught us. They caught us in a new situation. So the storyline is it's a great revenge game. It's a great Dan Quinn can get them boys riled up and ready to play to get revenge on Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers because they beat us pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Mike Evans was doing that thing, but also this even validates more so the trade for Marshawn Lattimore because they've been duking it out in the NFC South for years now. Their matchups are legendary. They're always physical, and Marshawn is generally getting the better of Mike. So we got the kryptonite for Mike Evans now. They don't got Chris Godwin. You know, they just got Sterling Shepard and the McMillan guy. You know, I will say Bucky Irvin is nice. But our run defense is not bad, especially if we sell out the way we sold out against the Eagles this past week against Saquon. That second half, Saquon, non-existent. We can do the same thing to the Bucks here. I think we're a much better team now. We have an identity. We can get this done. And just to give some stats here for the matchup, some Buccaneers stats. Their points per game, their opponent points per game. So this is a defensive stat. 23.5. They're 22nd in the league. Now, we're not that far off at 19, but we score more points. You know what I'm saying? Our defense allows a lot of points, but we as an offense scores a lot of points. We're like number 4, something like that. We're pretty high up there. Opponents yards per game, they're 26. We're 10th. Okay, defensively. Rushing defense, they're number 10, allowing 104 yards, and we are 29th. We've been getting cooked by running backs all year, but even still, when you got guys getting 100 yards on us, we can still win those games. We still won those games a lot of times. So I'm not really worried about that. But they do have the edge on run defense. But Jaden Daniels, Mr. Houdini himself, I'm not really concerned about that. Rushing yards per game, we're third. Okay, we're third in rushing yards per game, and then they're 31st in passing defense in yards per game. So 200, if they off 250 yards per game, that's 31st in the league. All right. So defensively, I think our offense can definitely top their defense, and I think with Marshawn Lattimore, if he can get healthy by the playoffs, by week 1, that's why I want this matchup. If he can get healthy by the playoffs week 1, and we play the Bucks, we can win week 1. We can win week 1, and that'll be a great game to push us into week 2 against. I think we'll be playing. We'll be playing whoever the winner of the 7-2. So it'll be Green Bay or Philly. That's when we can potentially have another rematch with Philly, Green Bay or Philly. I don't know who will really win that game. That'll be very interesting because those are really 2 really good teams. But maybe Green Bay can handle business against the Eagles, and then we can go in against Jordan Love and them boys. And I think we can win. Definitely can win against Green Bay. I'm more scared of Philly than I am of Green Bay as a Washington fan. I'm a little sad to say that, but it is what it is. I gotta respect Philly. They're a really good team. They got so much talent, especially on that defense. Even though them DBs, I think they're a little overhyped. Talking about some, Quinion Island or whatever y'all call it. I think it's a little overhyped. We proved that last week because they can't stop Terry. Terry's just too good. Anyway, and then if we go on to win that game, we will be playing whoever, I guess, the winner of that won in the 5-4 or whatever. So we could either be playing the Lions, Vikings, or the Rams. If the Rams make it that far, if the Vikings make it that far. So, and then that's the NFC Championship game, and if we got to face whoever that is to get to the Super Bowl. I think that is the best path right there. Very, very winnable. It's really just trying to get a favorable matchup week 1, just so that we can get to the second round. I think if we can win 1 playoff game this year, that's beyond my expectations. I just wanted to win like 6 or 7 games, and we're on pace to win 12. I think we can win these last 2 games against Atlanta tomorrow, and then against the Cowboys in the final week. We absolutely have to beat the Cowboys. I'm sorry, that's just for morale. We cannot lose twice and get swept by the Cowboys. We just can't do that. So I think Dan Quinn's going to have these guys ready to play. I think Jaden's healthy. We can do this. This is our path to the Super Bowl. Not saying that we're going to do it, but this would be the best case scenario to get at least 1 playoff win. The best matchup for us would be against the Buccaneers, as I just laid out for y'all with the ESPN machine. And I think actually, I want to see real quick though, that I just thought about it. If we could get Atlanta week 1. Well, actually, I think we might still end up with, if Atlanta gets in, they might end up being the 4th seed. Let me actually play that out. Let's say for whatever reason we lose to Atlanta, right? And you see, if we lose this week but win next week, we still in. So that's, we only got to win 1 to get in, right? And let's say, where them boys at? Panthers, Carolina Reapers do their thing, right? Beat the Bucks. Now Atlanta is in the 4th seed. And if Atlanta wins out, they can get to the 4th seed. And they're going to need some help, that same help from the Seahawks. So it might actually be more favorable to lose against the Falcons, to maybe try to get the Falcons up to the 3rd seed, which is crazy because they're not that good. But we can't lose to the Falcons. I'm gonna just say that we can't lose to the Falcons. We just got to be ready to play anybody on any given Sunday. Like, that's just not. I don't want us to lose to the Falcons. I don't want this. But I'm just saying, if we were to lose, actually, dang, I say that, but now I'm looking at it again. That actually moves us to the 7th seed. So we don't want that. Never mind. I take that back. We don't want that. We don't want that play. Just reverse everything I just did. We want to obviously beat the Falcons, switch that whole thing up. This is what we want right here. This is what we want. No, actually, no. This is what we want. There we go. I fixed it. This is the look we want. We want Tampa Bay on the 3 seed and us handling business. All right. If we could do that, I think that is our best case to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen, but this is just me, providing a scenario, a fantasy scenario for us Commanders fans, and just, football fans who would love to see the first rookie to ever make it to the Super Bowl and then hopefully win the Super Bowl. That would be crazy. DC, we got so much good karma stored up from all those bad years under Dan Snyder. Hopefully, maybe something can happen. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, that's all for this video. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning into this inaugural video. If you want more videos just like this about the Commanders, the NFC East, and just the football league as a whole, definitely subscribe. Make sure you like this video and leave a comment down below what you think about this scenario, if you think it's possible. If you see any other paths, any other scenarios that you think I might have missed, to the best matchup for the Commanders. Do you want to play the Eagles round 1? Whatever, let me know. Let's chat down in the comments. Next video, I'm definitely gonna be dropping a preview on this Atlanta game. We're gonna have a lot more content dropping. So subscribe, ring that bell, and stay tuned for more. Rube TV out. Appreciate y'all tuning in.